What's up? Bananas for breakfast. Bananas for lunch. Bananas for dinner.
What's the easiest thing to grab?
30 bananas a day.
30 bananas a day works. Did anyone see the one where I wrote 150 on the bananas? That was epic day for me. Huh. That's one that goes down. You don't forget that kind of thing. Awesome day. And then the last day coming in too was really cool. You know, that one. Did anyone see that one? Nope. That was posted like when I got here, so that would have been like, what day was it that we started this whole thing? Thursday, yeah. So I think I posted that Friday morning. So yeah, you guys will have to, that one was pretty epic. Found some waterfalls and a whole bunch of other weird stuff. Climbed a mountain. Today's talk is why too much fruit is bad for you. No, I'm just kidding. Today's talk is really, should be kind of cool. We'll see where it goes, but it's about eating for enlightenment, the path to self-realization. Sounds pretty cool, huh? They just asked me and said, what are you going to do? I mean, how am I supposed to know? You know, so I had to give her all these things. 21 days to 10 days younger. Today, eating for enlightenment. How cool is that? What is enlightenment? Anybody have any idea? Anybody interested? Am I in the wrong class? Is anyone interested in what enlightenment is, what it means? From only one perspective.
Yeah.
From the perspective of a Dan. A third person, non-personal entity who's just a formulation of protoplasmic concepts. And here he is. He's like a little God's puppet. I'm that. I see a bunch of God's puppets too. I don't know if the puppets see themselves that way. But I see that, like, especially in the eyeballs of all the people. I mean, it's like, if your eyes are brown, or your eyes are blue, the light of awareness shines right through. So is the awareness in you, my friend, who has just a great vibe, is the awareness in you the same as the awareness in you? The light of awareness? Is that light that animates all of life, you know, the same in all of us? So what's the difference? A little bit of the body shape, skin color, you know, what we call gender, which these days, Lord have mercy, it's all the long spectrum. You know what I mean? And what's the problem? It's all good, right? Who are we going to judge? For what? For the choice that it's just an expression. It expresses itself however it wants to. And guess what? You are stuck with you. If it expresses itself through you, and now you're you, what are you going to do about it? What choice do you have? I'm really winging it here, guys, okay? For real. I'm making this stuff up as I go along. You have a choice. Like, only one. Accept it coming through you, or not. Accept the light coming through you, the light of consciousness, the light of divinity, God, the life source, the quantum field. What do you want to call it? What makes you the most comfortable? You tell me, and then you just replace that. If I say God and that's not your thing, then you just replace it with, and you're more scientific, you just replace it with the quantum field. The quantum field is animating your experience today. And I do believe that that quantum field, with all of the different qualities that make that field up, that it actually has the qualities of love, patience, hope, and those are the qualities that are much more lighter and expansive, you know, which you can tap into those. Those are already what you are. Only we can obstruct by choosing either yes or not yes. You know? And one of the hardest things for human beings to do is to choose yes. When my butt gets smaller, then I'll go do that. I'll climb that mountain. And, you know, actually, if you realize if you go out and go climb the mountain, it's all get smaller. You know what I'm saying? I'll go shopping later after I lose this weight. Well, 6 years later, you still haven't been shopping yet, you know. But now's the time to accept that and just be in the on position, which can be really challenging. In other words, it's just like Sunday school, and I made a video about this just a while ago. We can all sing together now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And of course we know the rest. Don't let Satan blow it out. The doubt, the fear. Satan, the doubt, the fear, the worry, the shame, the darkness that puts a spot there and it ends up as cancer. I can't live with that part of myself. Can't be honest about myself with that relationship. You know what I mean? What disease? I accept myself. Everything as it is. Like this person that I've been in a relationship with. Oh, here we go again. I won't say what kind of relationship. Let's say this is your girlfriend. That way we don't get it politically incorrect about the marriage thing. Say you're in a relationship and it's just not working, man. But you're like in a house and you've got all these plans and these dreams and you know it's not working. 7 years later, you're just like, you know, it's just heavy as hell, man. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that I think people see about me is I've learned to go, this is heaviness and I'm out. They're like, you're irresponsible, Dan. No, I'm just need to be what I am. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to be of service. I have all the answers high, but I'm completely miserable. I'll help you. I'll write a book. I'll do lectures. I'll give you data and facts. But I want you all to know that I'm completely miserable. It's in my face. It's in my body language. I'm here to help the world. Is it real? No, of course not. You can have all the data and facts. I'm not that smart. But I have learned how to be courageous. Taught myself, like, you know, cultivated courage as an absolute necessity. As like the platform. Without courage, you'll never really be able to build the house of the other qualities. Courage, boom. Honesty, intellect, love, unconditional love, peace. So right now, like personally, I'm working on peace. Because love is easy. There isn't even one single person here that I don't love right now. I'm trying to look for someone that I don't love. Oh, you're guilty of something, but that's okay, we'll work on that later. Does that make you uncomfortable? No, good, cool, because I can see it right in your eyes. The same thing that I see in my own eyes when I look in the mirror. It's life. And I've learned to really appreciate that. Now, life is an energy power. And then it's just, here you are, a human being, protoplasm. Guess what happens if you stop eating? You fall over eventually and you don't get back up. So you got to feed this thing. You got to go to the toilet. Wash it off every once in a while, or you'll find that not a lot of friends will want to be around you. So you got to take care of this thing, you know. You got to carry it around with you wherever you go. There are levels of consciousness, though, where you actually forget about the body, where everything is you're more aware, so that when it is time to eat something, it's automatic. You know, a lot of us eat habitually by the clock. Or if it's there, I know yesterday I ate a lot because it was there. Today I'm not going to do that because I was hella bogged down. And being bogged down when you're here at a place like this is not cool, man. You got toxic and stuff like that. You got to radiate the light. You can't be all bogged down with like bad food combined and stuff, you know. So today it's back to watermelon, eating for enlightenment, you know. And I'm not going to you got to have your fun. You show up and boxes the ceiling to the roof, right? So you're just going to eat up everything in sight. all the rules go out the doorway. You know, but then everything's up in there and you're like, I don't exactly feel the best I ever felt, you know what I mean? That's okay though. So today, it's straight legit. Okay, there's plenty of fruit. I don't need to it's that scarcity consciousness that, hey man, I got just as many stuff. I'm working on everything just like everyone else. Is anyone here working on themselves? Raise your hand. Let me see. Is anyone not working on themselves? Dude, I'm in good company. I mean, I am definitely always, I don't know why I'm so fanatical about it, but probably because life is short and the journey to enlightenment is long. And that being said, it's already there and already done. Sometimes it takes a lot of pressure for a human being to actually truly surrender at depth, to allow that to come through all the way. The enlightened part of ourself, which is total awareness, blissed out, you know what I mean? Non-dualistic, infinite peace forever. Christian tradition, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So, getting more money, yeah, that's going to make you happy, right? It's all good. Better mate, that'll make you happy, right? Outside of you, looking outside of yourself, always. You know, I mean, that's cool. There's some cool stuff in this world, toys to play with. But really, the treasure is already in you. You are your greatest asset. So, instead of saying to yourself, who am I? You could actually ask what I think is a better question, and that would be, what am I? Wouldn't it be cool to find out that you're a quality that is divine? Pretty cool. You're actually okay, and even better than that. And of course, I myself am continually working on this in various ways. So really, the higher the intention, the more mistakes that the good Lord gives you. Because it turns you back inward. Last night, said something stupid, hardly slept, you know what I mean? But I talked to the person, and that person was like, I didn't think that. So it was all in my head. But I have high levels, and I'm sensitive, and I care about people's, I'm a little rough around the edges sometimes. But it was all in my head. This person wasn't even bothered by it one bit. So I missed a night of sleep, got up early as I could, apologized, and that person was like, oh great, missed a night of sleep, anxiety attacks, due to the respect that I have for other human beings. And sometimes there's sensitivities, like I said, I'm a little rough around the edges. But at the same time, as I was tripping, as I was watching the mind tripping, and here's where we get into the talk. As I was watching the mind tripping, I was bringing a lot of space to it. Years of meditation will give you the, it'll give you the witness and observer consciousness. So you'll be really this light bulb, or you are the halo up above who is observing a human experience. And the more that you meditate, and what you do with the meditation is it's not all this and all this weird stuff. You don't need it. All you do is sit there and you learn about the nature of the mind. You sit there and you watch your own mind, how it works. You don't try to change it, switch it around, fix it. It's not broken. You just observe it without judgment or criticism. You don't have to have that criticism in there. That's just there's another block. I'm not good enough. Believe me, I get that one from myself all the time. That's my number one thing I think I'm constantly working on. Is I'm not good enough. I have to remind myself. So why do I give talks like this? And then why am I going in this direction? A teacher does not teach what he knows about. A teacher teaches what he wants to learn about. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that. So I could stay on the raw food forever. Eat your fruit, energize your brain, eat your greens, and the herbalize and strengthen cells. doctrine of signatures, dandelion's good for the liver, you know, get a colonic, go do some yoga. We'll get the body working pretty good. That's cool stuff. But as those layers peel away, some of the other stuff, it's helpful to learn about some of these other principles. The other, qualities. So I think that maybe by me talking about these qualities, it will give other people permission to think about those qualities, to allow those qualities to be inside of them. Love is inside of all of you. It's a quality that's already a part of the divinity that is the source of your very existence. Now, you could either allow it or not allow it. Many humans do not allow it. This little light of mine, they're going to put it out. When I shine my light, I get socked in the face by most of the people around me all the time. Because they don't want to change at all. They like to eat cheeseburgers. They like to hate their life. And they like to be right, be right, be right, and you're wrong, wrong, wrong. They love to be right. The egos, they love it. You know, I probably still have some of that too, because I have all of it. I'm all of the things that people say that I am on YouTube. I'm all those negative things, but look over here, baby, and see the light. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see the light, that's your problem. I see it, I feel it, I want to get involved with it, I want to be enlightenment. I'm committed to the path of enlightenment. I don't care if it's 10 million lifetimes, it doesn't matter. Life is short, the journey's long, you know? What else am I going to do? Get more stuff? Try to live longer? That's cool. You know what I mean? But what about self-realization? What about really actually, not just knowing about this stuff from books or from lectures or something, you know? Or I hate lectures, I don't even like that word. How did it come out? A talk, you know? It's about experiencing it. Some people have very high states. Usually it comes from a lot of suffering. Suffering is great. Because suffering, eventually you're just like, after you've suffered for like, I don't know, there was this lady that got a hold of me maybe a few weeks ago, man, and she was just, her husband married her and then divorced her, took everything, kicked her out. She built up his business and then she was out with nothing. For 20 years, she was mad as hell. So I said, I just told her, like, this is an emergency kind of thing. I'm dying, blah, blah, blah. I said, so why don't you just forgive your husband? She's like, ew. Like, look what you're holding on to. I mean, so now she's like, emails me every day, 10 times a day, calls me. He's like, I got to ignore the phone. Huh. She loved me so much because she called everyone and forgave them, you know? And I just can't be on the phone all day, every day, you know what I'm saying? And listening to messages. And I love it. I know that for sure. She's a great woman. We prayed together a few times, you know. But, she just forgave. And she called everyone, forgave everyone. Now she's water fasting and her diseases are gone. You know? It's like, it can happen instantaneously. And that's why they have the spontaneous, 3 weeks it goes in, you get the MRI, the cancer's there, you go to pray with your pastor at church, you go back, the doctor says, what the hell? That was a grapefruit-sized tumor. Now it's gone. You went and the pastor said, oh Lord, forgive, blah, blah, blah. He said his thing, and you really allowed it. You looked at it, you just shined the light on the disease. A disease is a gift from your higher self that says, hello, wake the F up. You're sleeping. You've been in this toxic relationship way too long, or you've been hating yourself way too long, or you need to forgive your Uncle Harry, for popping your basketball when you were 8 years old and using it for a hat because the aliens were coming, you pissed off. Whatever little thing it was, it's usually something bigger than that. My husband ripped me off and left me high and dry. 20 years later, your liver's shot and your whole digestion is screwed up. Because you've been eating that. You've been eating that resentment. I call it injustice collectors. Bags and bags of resentments. And Harriet. Uncle Bob. My own damn kids. Spending my inheritance, or I'm spending their inheritance, or whatever. Resentment collectors, they love it. And then she did this, and then after that, that son of a gun did that, and then it was that. Oh my God, and they just love it. It's the fuel for the fire. But do you really want to live like that? Not any of us. Why would we be eating fruit, cleansing our bodies, breathing fresh air out in the sun, trying to become better human beings? But if you understand the nature of the ego and how much juice it gets out of hate, throwing rocks. What could be more fun than throwing rocks at the people on the other side of the line? Nothing. They love it. It's glee for them. Those bastards. You want to go in there with your peace sign? You're going to get rocks thrown at you, you dumbass. You're taking away their fun. They love it. Just stay the hell away. Pray for them. Please, God, help them to see that the ego is feeding off that, or the people loving to be right, or hold on to these resentments. They love it. That's all they know. The juice of being angry. As your consciousness expands, you're like, this is not cool, because you feel it. Like it's fire for them that are at that level, that anger. They love it. It makes them feel alive, because they don't have like fruit and sunshine and oxygen and exercise and other things that make them feel more alive. It's not right or wrong or good or bad. You know, it's just understanding the nature of the ego and how it has to stay the sovereign over your life. The ego versus the spirit is really what it can come down to. And the ego knows that as the spirit is growing, it's losing its sovereignty. So it pulls out every trick that it can to convince you. And then beyond that, look out for the spiritual ego. I'm so spiritual. I've been celibate for 7 years. I eat nothing but watermelon. I don't even eat the seeds because I'd be a seed murderer. You know, I practice silence every Tuesday. I wear sandals. You know, I don't have leather seats. The spiritual ego, you have the leather seats. You know, the piety and the holiness, holier than thou. So have an ego, that's great, but God, please don't allow yourself to have a spiritual ego, because that's a bigger sin. Get down on your knees, you know what I'm saying? I am you guys' servant, you know. I'm having a great time. I got all this craziness, you know, and I make it look like a whole bunch of different things. I'm like a little kid who's absolutely clueless about this life. Except that I have committed myself to these qualities which deep inside I believe are going to, if not in this lifetime, the next lifetime, or the one after that, reveal themselves to me, and so that I can take this life and make it mean something. Something that will last. Not like, oh, I got a new car, man, then I got this girl with big boobs, she's my girlfriend now, dude, I got a better job, and you are a loser. You know, it's more like, I'm doing something that's hopefully eternal, so that I'm here in all this pain. Is anyone here immune to pain? Never feels any kind of pain or discomfort at all? You never feel pain or discomfort?
I once had a root canal done without anesthesia.
No problem?
No, never had a problem.
There are definitely some techniques that you can use staying on the razor's edge. It actually, you know, because you can transcend sensation, but it takes an incredible amount of focus. And that's a very high level of awareness required to continually surrender that type of pain. But it has been and will be done again by those who wish to test their austerity, you know, in that dimension. I myself would go with the Novocaine because I'm not that advanced yet. I'm probably too lazy to sit there, which I've done it before. I have. I've seen how it works. You sit there and you just Keep surrendering the sensation. You don't allow it to really overtake you. Instead of, you don't call it pain. You just say, you just see it, the sensation. And you just keep surrendering it. I did that with this here when I cut the wrist, you know, through the window. I just was like, you know, I never felt anything because I just kept on. Oh, I'm not going to call it pain. I'm not going to call it blood, or I'm not going to go to the hospital. I'm just going to let this thing heal itself up. Wrapped it with a washcloth and just kept on riding. Yeah. But the qualities that are eternal, that's what's going to get you to where you want to go. Something lasting. You know, something with true value. Because from dust, you know, you come, to dust you shall return. Your story, your accomplishments, the service and the love, the intention behind the actions that you take, those will last. You know, because you can give $1 million. We might have talked about this in a video a while back, but you can give $1 million. And then you get on the news and you're like, yes, I gave $1 million to these starving children in Africa so they could buy computers and get day jobs. Here's the plaque, Philanthropist of the Year. Or you can just, $1 million out the door, no problem. Nobody knows. You know what I mean? It's hard to do that though, because we do want the credit. I mean, of course I do the YouTube and all that I do. I see that in myself. I'm always working on just trying to be allowing that the highest levels of just, you know, constantly going to myself, you know, hey, this is a really cool thing. I could go this way or that way. I could go the money or I could go the service, you know, and I just keep on. For me, I just really want to choose the service. I really want to choose the high road. It's like you get to a point like where I'm at now and you've had like 8,000 people tell you, don't worry about the money, dude. You've got a bright future. You're like, for real? You know, you don't even, because about you, you're like, man, you're used to scrambling, cleaning windows, scraping by, whatever the hell you got to do, you know. And then you have some success, you know, after about 8,000 people tell you, don't worry about the money, you'll do fine. You kind of just go, well, maybe they see something I don't. I should just, and I could either go the money route or I could go the service. And my higher self definitely chooses the service every time, and I just try to, you know, continually just do YouTube videos for free, the best ones that I can do, you know. And I just try to give it all. And I just know, I feel like I'm just not, I never feel like it's good enough. I never feel like I'm clear enough. I never feel like I really said what I wanted to say. I want everyone to at least feel as good and as safe and as peaceful and loving as I am. That's as far as I can get you. Is everything that I am is as far as I can take you. Soon, many of you will be lifting me up. We all actually do help each other. We have strengths and whatnot. But we all vibrate. Each of us has a different qualities. Some people are very just, and you can get into their energy field and they just hold you there. You know, so you have these great relationships that you pass through life of people that balance you out, lift you up, move you along. You know, you want to keep on being appreciative of those people, and sometimes it comes in a very strange form. You know, unique. You don't really realize what's going on until maybe they left your life. Then you see all the good things they brought in, even though it was like the whole time it was a headache or something, you know what I mean? It was like you thought you were suffering, but actually they were your greatest teacher, you know? So this is a talk on enlightenment, and it's where all of you are going. You know, I don't know if any of you have committed to that at all or even thought about it, but the path of self-improvement and truth, we're all here seeking some more truth about the diet. I mean, that's where it started for me there. It's probably, a lot of the truth seeking probably started for you in the diet realm, for a lot of you. That's what happened to me. I really studied nutrition for a hell of a long time. I used to eat like 3 cans of tuna fish and 6 carrot sticks. And lift weights, you know. was just studying nutrition. And then when I read the Gospel of Peace, this light came out of the sky, surrounded me, and told me that raw foods is definitely what you're going to be doing, dude.